You think the problem is how much you eat, so you track every calorie. You weigh your chicken breast. You measure your rice to the gram. You spend all day thinking about food, calculating, negotiating, bargaining with yourself. And still, the fat stays. But your body learned something different. It learned that food arrives all day long. It learned that there is no reason to burn stored fat when fresh fuel keeps coming. And that one lesson is why everything you have tried keeps failing. This is not about eating less. This is about when you eat. And once you understand this, you will never count another calorie again. Here is the pattern you know too well. You eat breakfast because everyone says you should. You have a snack mid-morning because you feel a little hungry. Lunch comes, then another snack, then dinner. Maybe something small before bed. 6 eating occasions. 6 times your body receives fuel. 6 times it releases insulin to process that fuel. And here is what most people miss. Insulin is not just for blood sugar. Insulin is the lock on your fat cells. When insulin is present, your body cannot access stored fat. It burns what you just ate. It stores the extra. But it never touches your reserves. You have been locked out of your own fat stores all day, every day, for years. This is where it gets worse. When you cut calories but keep eating constantly, your body notices the shortage, and it adapts, just not the way you want. Metabolism slows to match the reduced intake. Hunger hormones increase to push you toward food. Energy drops to conserve resources. Your body learns that food is scarce, so it protects what it has. The more you restrict while eating frequently, the harder your body fights back. You are not failing the diet. The diet is fighting your biology, and biology always wins. Here is what your body actually learns when you fast. When you stop eating, insulin drops. Within a few hours, it falls low enough that your body gets a new signal. Access the reserves. Your fat cells unlock. Stored energy becomes available. Your body shifts from burning incoming food to burning stored fat. This metabolic switch never happens when you eat constantly. You cannot calorie count your way into this state. You have to create time without food. That time is when fat burning happens. Now this is where it shifts. Your hunger hormone, ghrelin, does not follow need. It follows habit. Ghrelin spikes at the times you normally eat. If you eat breakfast at 7 a.m. every day, ghrelin spikes at 7 a.m. If you snack at 3 p.m., ghrelin spikes at 3 p.m. This is not real hunger. This is learned hunger. Your body expects food because you trained it to expect food. And this is exactly why the first few days of fasting feel hard. Your hormones are still running on the old schedule, but ghrelin adapts. We will come back to how fast this happens and why it matters for choosing your approach. Let us talk about both options. Intermittent fasting typically means a 16 to 8 pattern, 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating. You might eat from noon to 8 p.m. and fast the rest. 2 or 3 meals within that window. No calories outside it. This creates 16 hours of low insulin every day. 16 hours where your body can access fat stores. Compare that to constant eating, where you might get 6 or 7 hours of low insulin only while sleeping. The difference is significant. And then there is OMAD, 1 meal a day. This is fasting taken to its logical conclusion. You eat once, usually within a 1-hour window. Insulin spikes once. Then for the next 23 hours, insulin stays low. Your body spends almost the entire day in fat-burning mode. This sounds extreme until you understand what is actually happening. You are not starving. You are finally giving your body permission to use the fuel it has been storing for years. This connects to something deeper. When insulin stays low for extended periods, your liver starts converting fat into ketones, an alternative fuel your brain can use. Many people report mental clarity they have not felt in years. The fog lifts. Focus sharpens. This is your body accessing a fuel source it was designed to use but never needed to because food was always available. With OMAD, you spend more time in this state than any other approach allows. Your body adapts faster. Results come faster. The transformation is more dramatic. Now let us close that loop about ghrelin. Most people quit fasting in the first 3 days because hunger feels unbearable. But here is the truth: that hunger is temporary. Ghrelin adapts to new patterns within 1 to 2 weeks. If you push through the adjustment period, the hormone recalibrates. It stops spiking at breakfast because breakfast is not coming. It stops spiking at lunch because lunch is not coming. With OMAD, ghrelin learns to spike just once, before your one meal. With 16 to 8, it learns to spike within your eating window. Either way, the hunger that made day 1 feel impossible barely registers by day 10. And this is the part most people never realize. Fasting gets easier over time. Calorie counting gets harder. When you count calories, you fight hunger all day, every day. The restriction never ends. With fasting, the difficulty is front-loaded. The first week is challenging, but then your hormones shift. By week 3, skipping meals feels natural. The mental noise about food disappears. You realize most of your hunger was just habit, not need. Here is where the strategy gets interesting. You have 2 paths, and both work. The first path is gradual. Start with 16 to 8 intermittent fasting. Let your body adjust, then slowly tighten the window over weeks or months until you reach OMAD if you choose. This approach is gentler. The adaptation is spread out. Some people prefer this. But there is a second path that many find more effective. Start with OMAD for 30 to 90 days. Yes, this is harder at the beginning. The ghrelin tantrums are bigger. The adjustment feels more intense. But here's why it works. You force complete adaptation faster. Your hunger hormone fully resets within 2 weeks. Your insulin sensitivity dramatically improves. Your body becomes fat adapted quickly because it has no choice. You spend 23 hours per day in fat-burning mode from the start. The results are faster and more dramatic. Then, after 30 to 90 days of OMAD, you can transition to intermittent fasting for maintenance. At this point, 16 to 8 feels effortless. 2 meals a day feels like abundance after 1. Your hunger hormones have been completely retrained. Your relationship with food has transformed. You have proven to yourself that you do not need constant eating. The transition from OMAD to 16 to 8 is not a step backward. It is expanding your window from a position of strength. You carry all the metabolic benefits with you. Think about why this works. OMAD acts as a reset. It breaks every food habit you have built over decades. It silences the constant food noise completely. It forces your body into full fat-burning mode with no compromises. Then intermittent fasting maintains the gains with more flexibility. You can eat socially. You can have lunch with colleagues. You can enjoy 2 meals without losing the benefits. But you only get to enjoy this flexibility because OMAD taught your body what it is capable of. Here is where people make the mistake. They start fasting but fill their eating window with junk: sugar, processed carbs, seed oils. They spike insulin through the roof and wonder why results stall. The eating window matters, especially with OMAD, where you have one chance to get it right. Protein protects muscle and keeps you full. Fiber feeds your gut and slows digestion. Healthy fats provide lasting energy. If your one meal is garbage, you undo the hormonal benefit. Your body learns from the meal, not just the timing. This leads to the real difference between fasting and counting calories. Calorie counting requires constant vigilance. Every meal is a decision. Every snack is a negotiation. You spend mental energy all day managing food. With OMAD, you make one decision per day. With 16 to 8, you make 2 or 3. The structure does the work. Your body adapts to the structure. And simplicity makes this sustainable in ways calorie counting never is. Now let us talk about what happens at the cellular level. When you fast for 12 hours or more, your body initiates autophagy, cellular cleanup. Your cells break down damaged components and recycle them. Think of it as taking out the trash. This process is suppressed when you eat constantly. OMAD maximizes autophagy because you fast for 23 hours. Even 16 to 8 provides more cellular cleanup time than constant eating ever could. This is not just weight loss, it is cellular rejuvenation. Here is the deeper shift that nobody talks about. When you stop eating constantly, you break the psychological grip food has on you. You realize how much mental energy went into thinking about meals, planning snacks, watching the clock. That noise quiets. Food becomes fuel, not entertainment. This freedom is something constant dieters never experience. They are always managing, always tracking, always negotiating. Fasting simplifies everything. Your body adapts to whatever pattern you create. This is not a flaw, it is a feature. Constant eating taught your body to store. Strategic fasting teaches it to burn. The same adaptability that worked against you can work for you. You just need to change the signal. Fewer meals, longer gaps, more time with low insulin. The body responds. It always responds. So here is your choice. Path 1. Start with 16 to 8. Adapt gradually. Tighten your window over time if you want to. Path 2. Start with OMAD for 30 to 90 days. Force rapid adaptation, experience dramatic results. Then transition to 16 to 8 for sustainable maintenance. Both work. But the second path often creates deeper transformation because it proves to you, at a cellular level and a psychological level, that you are never as dependent on constant food as you believed. The first 3 days of OMAD are hard. Day 1, your hunger hormone throws a tantrum. Day 2, it throws another. Day 3, it starts to realize you are serious. By day 7, the worst is over. By day 14, you barely think about food until your one meal approaches. By day 30, eating once feels normal. By day 90, you have completely rewritten your relationship with food. Then you can expand to 16 to 8 and maintain everything you have built with more flexibility and the same benefits. Your body is always learning. Every meal is a signal. Every fast is a signal. The question is not whether your body will adapt. It will. The question is what you are teaching it. Constant food teaches storage. Fasting teaches burning. Whether you start aggressive with OMAD or gradual with 16 to 8, you are changing the instructions. And when the instructions change, everything changes. Your body was never broken. It just followed the lessons you gave it. Now you can teach it something new. Change the signal. Watch the body change. If you understand this, everything changes.